This episode is a top 10 tight end and a top 10 O-line list. This list has nothing to do with skill, legacy, potential. This list is just the players who I feel like will have the best upcoming season at their position. That's all. How you doing? My name is Christopher Brown, and you're now listening to my podcast, Sports Talk with Chris, and this is episode 26. Now, some audible mentions that did not make this top 10 tight end list but will still have good seasons are players like Hunter Henry, Noah Fant, Greg Olsen, and Evan Engram. At number 1 on this list, I have Travis Kelce. Now, last season, he led all tight ends in targets, receptions, and yards. Travis Kelce is a matchup nightmare, standing at 6'5", 260 pounds, running a 4.6 40. He has the perfect combination of size, strength, quickness, and he has all the skill. Travis Kelce plays for the most dangerous passing offense in the league with the Kansas City Chiefs. If Patrick Mahomes can stay healthy, he will lead the league in passing attempts, which means more targets for Travis Kelce, which means all his stats from last year will increase, especially yards. At number 2, I have George Kittle. Kittle might be the most athletic tight end in the league. In the 14 games he played in last season, he had 85 receptions on 107 targets, over 1,000 yards, and 5 touchdowns. For the 49ers, he is their best receiving threat and is now becoming Jimmy G's favorite target. The thing I like about Kittle the most is how good of a run blocker he is, so there are no issues with him needing to come off the field. He can play all 3 downs. With Emmanuel Sanders leaving the team for the Saints, I see Kittle getting a ton of more targets this year, and if he can stay healthy, he's going to put up some ridiculous numbers. At number 3, I have Zach Ertz. Ertz led all tight ends in targets per game, 3rd in receptions, 4th in touchdowns and yards. Since Carson Wentz was drafted, Ertz has been his favorite target. He has unmatched chemistry with Wentz, and he's a high guarantee for high volume over the middle. I don't see any of that changing this upcoming season. Ertz will be highly productive this year, and with the added weapons on the roster, it will help him because he'll get open even more across the middle. This year, he will, in my opinion, get back over 1,000 yards and have at least 90 receptions. At 4, I have Darren Waller. Waller had a breakout season last year. 90 receptions, over 1,100 yards on a 77 catch percentage. He's the best receiver on the Raiders and will have over 100 targets next year since he's the most reliable pass catcher on that team. Yes, I know this year was his only breakout year. The rest of his seasons were all lackluster, with 18 catches, 2 suspensions through his first 4 seasons. Now, you don't have this type season, though, by accident. It's just not possible. He always had the talent. He was just never on the field to show it. He is 6'6", 250 pounds, and runs a 4.46 40. He has the athleticism. He has the skill to continue to have great seasons, and I feel like this upcoming season, he's not going to let up. At number 5, I have Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews was 5th in receiving yards for tight ends and 1st in touchdowns with 10. He was the best receiving threat in the Ravens last year, and he will again be this year, especially for the Ravens' offensive scheme and the trust he's gained with Lamar Jackson. Mark Andrews' 14.3 yards per catch total from last season is higher than any other tight end who had over 45 receptions. With Lamar Jackson getting better, it will only help Mark Andrews get better. When Lamar Jackson has better numbers, so will Mark Andrews. Also, with the Ravens not having a big body receiver, Andrews is their best receiving threat, especially in the red zone. So look for him to have another good year and possibly lead tight ends again in touchdowns. At number 6, I have Rob Gronkowski. Now, I want people to remember that he didn't play all last year. But with that being said, he's still a top 10 tight end in this league. Gronk set out to get his body healthy, get his mind right, so he can return for football and be dominant again. We all know healthy Gronk was a monster. He's already a top 10 tight end of all time in NFL history. Now let's be real. We don't know how much he's going to play. We don't know if he's going to play all 16 games. But the games he does play, he will dominate. He is Tom Brady's all-time favorite target. And with the receivers he has on the outside, he will have the whole middle of the field to wreak havoc on opposing defenses. At 7, I have Jared Cook. Jared Cook was the second best receiving threat on the New Orleans Saints team last year. He had 705 receiving yards and 9 touchdowns. He also made the Pro Bowl. He is a proven reliable target for Drew Brees, who might not be taking as many deep shots as he used to. With the New Orleans Saints having Mike Thomas and now newly acquired Emmanuel Sanders, Cook will be even more open in the middle of the field. At number 8 on this list, I have Austin Hooper. Hooper just recently signed with the Cleveland Browns this offseason. Last year, he had over 700 receiving yards, 75 receptions, and 6 touchdowns, which were all ranked top 6 for tight ends. He did all that while only playing 13 games. Well, with all those good numbers, you may be wondering why he's not high on this list. Well, he's joining a team whose quarterback was the second in the league when it comes to interceptions. And they also have a tight end on their roster who is just the year before, a top 10 tight end in the league. The Browns also have 2 dominant receivers and a top 5 running back in the league. With all those weapons, you know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. Hooper's talented, athletic. He has the size and he definitely has the skill to dominate. But I don't know how many targets he's going to get this year. I don't know what the offense is going to look like this year. I still think he's going to get his numbers when he gets the ball. But I just don't know how many times he's going to get the ball. At 9, I have O.J. Howard. Now, O.J. Howard has not lived up to his draft pick in 2017. Some of that can be from a lack of confidence or not playing with an accurate quarterback. But at the end of the day, he has to perform better. He has to do better on the field. Now this season, he's playing with a great quarterback in Tom Brady and gets to learn from a great tight end in Gronkowski. With those 2 veterans around him, I predict that this year he will have his breakout year. The Bucs offense with all those weapons is going to be crazy. They're going to have one of the best passing offenses this year in the league, and O.J. Howard is going to be a major part of that. At number 10, the last tight end on this list, I have Dallas Goedert. Now Goedert was top 10 when it comes to tight ends and receiving yards, touchdowns, receptions, and targets. Him and Zach Ertz are the best tight end tandem in the league right now. Dallas doesn't have a defined role in the offense just yet, but he's a reliable target and produces whenever he gets the ball in his hands. The more experience he gets in the league, the better he has been. Ever since he entered the league, his numbers is going up every single year. With all the weapons the Eagles have this year, he might not have the biggest name, but his numbers will be big numbers this year. In my truthful opinion, you need an offensive line to win in the NFL. If you look at the past champions, they all had at least one good or dominant lineman. On this list, I'm going to combine the top 5 tackles and then the top 5 interior offensive linemen to create this top 10 O-line list going into this upcoming season. For tackles, at number 1, I have Ronnie Stanley. Ronnie Stanley is the left tackle for the Baltimore Ravens. Last season, he helped lead the left side of the Baltimore Ravens offensive line during his historic rushing season where they broke the NFL rushing record for total team yards on the ground. Also, did y'all see Lamar Jackson out there? Had the best rushing quarterback season of all time. He's also real good in pass protection too, earning Pro Football Focus top pass blocker grade after allowing just 6 pressures during regular season and 0 sacks. Blocking for one of the most electric quarterbacks in the league, not only does he have to be a great pass blocker, but he has to be dominant in the running game too, which in my opinion makes him the best and the most versatile tackle on this list. At number 2, I have David Bakhtiari. He's the left tackle on the Green Bay Packers. For at least the past 7 seasons, he's been one of, if not the best, blindside tackle in the league. He's one of the best pass blocking O-linemen in the league, for sure. Aaron Rodgers holds the ball more than any other quarterback, and David is one of the reasons why the Packers' average time to allow pressure of 2.62 seconds is the best in the NFL. At number 3, I have Tyron Smith. When he's healthy, Tyron Smith is a monster at tackle for the Dallas Cowboys. He's only allowed 4 sacks in 2017, including 1 in 2019. He's the best O-lineman on the Cowboys and was a key piece to Dallas ranking number 2 in the NFL in adjusted sack rate, and the Cowboys are one of the best running teams in the league. The reason why he's not higher on this list is the fact that he's been played a full season since 2015. So I don't know if he's going to be healthy this year. I don't know if he's going to play the full season this year. But when Tyron Smith is on the field, he is a beast, a monster. He can do everything at the tackle position. At number 4, I have Mitchell Schwartz, right tackle for the Kansas City Chiefs. He was the best O-lineman on the best passing offense in the league, and they keep their quarterback safe as the Chiefs rank the 4th best group in adjusted sack rate. That's really impressive when you factor in Patrick Mahomes and that fast-paced offense. Where he really earned his mark, though, as one of the best tackles in the league, is in the playoffs. Every round, he went up against a great D-lineman. Over that 3-game stretch, 142 pass box snaps, he only calculated 1 hurry and 0 sacks. At number 5, the last tackle on this list, I have Lane Johnson, right tackle for the Philadelphia Eagles. The last season, Lane Johnson allowed just 1 sack on 454 pass blocking snaps. He's a top-shelf run blocker. Johnson produced the highest run block grade per Football Focus. Last year, he missed a couple games, but this year, he will not do that. When Johnson is on the field, he's undeniably one of the best tackles in the league. He's a dominant pass blocker and a dominant run blocker. What are you going to do with an offensive lineman like that? If he can stay healthy, if he can play all 16 games, I'm going to be surprised if he ends up the best right tackle this season. Now on to the interior linemen. Now for the interior linemen, it's a mix between offensive guards and centers. So to start off the list, at number 1, I have Quentin Nelson. Quentin Nelson is an animal. He is by far the best guard in the game and arguably the best O-line in the league regardless of his position. Nelson is a guard for the Indianapolis Colts and one of the reasons why they have the best O-line unit in the league. He's a perfect O-lineman, dominant in the run game and pass game. Last year he allowed 0 sacks in all 16 games he played in, and he earned Pro Football Focus second best run blocking grade for guards. At number 2, I have Jason Kelce, center for the Philadelphia Eagles. Now Jason Kelce is the best center in the league. He changed the center position in football for forever. He's the most durable lineman for the Eagles, playing and starting in all 16 regular season games since 2015. Last season, Kelce was ranked the best center in the league per Football Focus, and I do not see that changing this year. With Miles Sanders getting more touches, he's going to be able to show off how dominant he is in the running game. With all these new weapons, he's going to be able to show off how versatile he is in the passing game. Jason Kelce is going to have a great year, All-Pro, Pro Bowl, name it, because he's going to make all of them. Best center in the league, and he's going to show you again why this season. At number 3, I have Zach Martin, guard for the Dallas Cowboys. Martin is the most consistent player on that Dallas O-line, and the reason why they are an elite offensive line unit. Zach Martin did not allow at least 1 sack in the 2019 season. He only allowed 19 total pressures. After playing in 99% of the Cowboys' offensive snaps last year, Zach Martin earned the highest pass blocking grade by Pro Football Focus. He was also strong in the running game as well. Dallas rushed for the 5th most yards in the entire league. Zach Martin is versatile, and he's dominant, and there's a reason why he's the second best guard in the NFL. At number 4, I have David DeCastro, guard for the Steelers. According to Pro Football Focus grading system, DeCastro is one of only 4 guards in Zach Martin, Brandon Brooks, and Marshall Yanda who have top 10 grades in both pass blocking and run blocking since 2016. Durability is not a question when it comes to him. He suited up for all 16 of the Steelers' regular season games in 2019 at a perfect attendance, playing 995 at offensive snaps. With big men coming back, they're going to be passing more, so look for him to have a good year and show why he's one of the best guards in the league. At number 5, the last player on this list, I have Joe Thunley, guard for the New England Patriots. The New England Patriots left guard is as elite as they come, allowed just 1 sack in the past 2 seasons. He's the only good offensive lineman on that team now, and with Cam Newton joining the Patriots, not only we have the responsibility to be a dominant pass blocker, but now he has to become a way better run blocker. With all that being said, though, I think this series is going to show a lot of people how dominant he is and prove to people that he's one of the best guards in the NFL. Thank you all for listening to my podcast today. If you have any questions or you want to talk about what I discussed in this podcast, you can reach me at Instagram and Twitter at sportsw_Chris. sportsw_Chris. Thank you all for listening and stay tuned for future episodes. Peace!